Hey, I know you're in the middle of something, but if you would just take a few moments to pray with me. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. So be it. There. That's what I say. Look at you. That's that guy from Cavales or something like that from The Last Temptation of Christ. I did watch the movie. I was in China when I watched it with a highly Christian woman who was the girlfriend of my friend. We watched this thing and she took it very seriously. She didn't like the way I watched it. There weren't any surprises. Hasn't anybody ever heard of a fucking plot twist? The truth is, who taught you to pray? That's what I'm here to talk about right now. Who taught you to pray? Because I was born free and then baptized Catholic and raised Catholic. Became an altar boy Catholic. Heading straight into the priesthood because the old Polish families, you got to have one of your kids become a fucking priest. Otherwise, the whole family doesn't get blessed by God. You have to sacrifice one. They tried to get me, and then they played a game. You know, like that poor guy does with people. People talk shit about him, and they say, "You're out of here." He'll say, "You're out of here," that poor guy will. And then they're like, and they come back. They come back. And you know, then he says, "See, they know who's in charge." And the truth is, they say they come back and kiss that poor guy's ring. They take a knee in front of him. And I'm like, I think the ring is just an excuse to get him down to that first knee. And then they go down to both of them and they give him a full-throated endorsement, as he likes to say. Oh, what kind of crap is going on in that world? We're not praying for or against anything like that. We try to keep that stuff out of our prayers. But the truth is, who taught you to pray? I made it till I was like 23 years old. I did. I stepped out. I became a renegade Catholic, into the military, through there. I quit going to services while I was over there in Middle East, out there in the desert, and the chaplain, I can't remember his name, Bebout out, he said, "Pray for war, sir," and the chaplain would go, "Ah," and now Bebout's praying for war. Took himself more seriously than he probably should have. I quit going to mass over there because I'm like, this just isn't filling my understanding of the reality we are actually living in. Still, I prayed every night. Until I was 23 years old at least. I had turned 24 even when I quit praying every night. Every night before I went to sleep, I would pray. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned, and please forgive the whole world, and bless my family, and bless the world, and bless everybody around me. And then you'd go on and you'd start talking bullshit about things you might want, things that you're working on, things that you could have a little bit of help with. You know, why not ask God? If he can't help, nobody can. Because if God is for you, who can be against? Well, there's the devil, and if God isn't holding up to his end of the deal, you're fucked. It seemed like everything that I prayed for, finally, when I was about 24, I was like, every damn thing I pray for goes wrong. And I thought, well, I know that I'm putting in the work for the things I pray for. I'm not praying to win the lottery and putting down $1 and expecting it all to happen. I would do things. I would follow paths and work on things. Every time I prayed for something, something came in and screwed me over. Ha! So there at some point, I started wondering, is the devil getting on the party line and catching my prayers before it gets to God and screwing everything up? And I'm like, fuck. I had to quit praying. I gave up on it altogether. And things have been okay. I know somebody in the comments is going to say, how's that going for you? Excuse me while I clear my throat. Or do my hair. But the truth is, you have to question, have we been taught properly to pray by the Catholics? And the thing is, the new Catholics, they come in, they think they know everything. And every one of them I ever talked to, there's a friend of mine from school, I said, oh, you're a Catholic now? I'd left it years ago, I'm renegade. I cannot not be a Catholic because I have been baptized. However, I remain a renegade. I do not support the system. But this guy, he becomes a Catholic, and he's so excited because I'm the one that introduced him at a young age. And I'm like, get out while you can. He's like, no, it's the best thing. Never trust a new Catholic as an adult because they're ready for a fucking cult. Oh, boy. And every time they say that poor guy says that they're coming after the Catholics, well, the only reason they might be coming after Catholics in church, which they might have done, the FBI, the way I see it, they might have done this sort of thing. The only way they're coming after them is if they're shooting up fucking doctors outside of abortion clinics or something. Don't act like these Catholics didn't do anything wrong. This is the problem new adult Catholics don't understand about Catholicism. There's a whole lot going wrong in there. And those of us that grow up with it, we're okay with it. And we can just walk away from it as long as possible. But then you get these fucking people coming in. And then they quit after 6 months. They're like, I had a falling out with them. So then they get into something deeper, like an evangelical state. And they're like, I'll take this. It's like, fuck. None of this matters. This is a serious question from the very beginning when I started talking to you about this fucking guy. Hey, I know you're in the middle of something, but would you mind taking a few minutes to pray with me? Who knows how to pray? They never teach you how to pray. Most people's prayers are all involving themselves and no one else. Of course, that's supposed to go wrong, but it seems like those people do all right. It seems like maybe the devil is tapping into the fucking prayer lines and he's grabbing the assholes and making them happy so that everybody can say, well, geez, they're doing all right. Maybe I should act more like them. And the guy like me that's putting in the work, I'm doing the work. I'm not a slacker. Maybe it's just that I'm praying wrong. It is, what is it, star 67 or something, if you want to cover your ass? Why didn't they ever teach us to pray?